Alright, I'm going to try to give a really quick rundown of my day pack, everything I carry in my day pack, my day pack typical carry. And we'll start with the pack itself. This is a Kelty Redwing. This is one of the newer styles. Yeah, you're probably familiar with this. There's some good reviews of this. This is my Camelback unbottle, the 100-ounce one. Alright, so there's that. I'm not going to get too much into detail of that because I could go on forever about the bag. It's a great bag. I've had it for over a year now, and I've used it dozens of times for different things, sometimes for hiking, sometimes for other things, and it's just done great for me. So anyway, I could do a whole review on that. I just want this to be less than 10 minutes of a real quick rundown. I'm not going to review everything. I'm just going to show you what I got. Alright, first I'll have a flashlight with me, and a lot of times I'll bring a flashlight with me even if I'm not going on a hike. I'm just going, on a car ride or something, going to the store in case the car breaks down or something like that. It's always good to have a flashlight. It's a Fenix DK12 and the pouch it goes in. Okay, where should we start? First thing I'll usually have with me is I'll either have multi-tool or Swiss Army knife. This is a Leatherman Wave. Real nice multi-tool. Or this is a Victorinox Huntsman Light. This even has a little flashlight on it, which is nice. I definitely always have one of those on me. I'll always have a knife. This is an Ontario Marine Raider. Do I always carry a knife that big? No, I don't usually. Those are things that, but I'll have a pocket knife, but those are things that I'll typically have with me no matter what I'm doing. Whether I'm hiking, just going to the store or whatever. Now if I'm hiking, I'll usually have a camera. I usually have lens wipe because I wear glasses. I'll have earplugs if I'm going to do any shooting. I usually just keep those in my back whether I'm going to do shooting or not. I'll bring a water filter, especially if I'm going on a long hike. If I'm going more than 3 or 4 miles, I'll definitely have that because I'll usually drink, especially in the summertime, I'll drink all my water up and it'll be gone. I always bring a first aid kit. This is a first aid kit that you could just buy. The bag is anyways, and it comes with things in it. But I don't have what came in it. I have some of what came in it, but most of what I have in here is basically the whole thing is a kit I put together. I had already had a kit, and then I had got this one for Christmas, and I really like the orange bag with the cross on it. It makes it really easily identifiable as your first aid kit. Originally I had just in like a generic bag, and you couldn't tell my fire kit from my first aid kit originally. Now you can, so I really like that. My bag, I think the bag that it came in was my favorite part of that. I had a special request to show these gloves. These are the North Face. I believe these are the Denali's with dog hair all over them from being on the floor. The North Face Denali's. They're 300 weight fleece gloves. I really like them. They're not waterproof. They're not windproof, but they are very warm. Let's see. They have these. It's not quite like a rubber, but it's grippy. I like to use these when I'm using my poles. And these are a pair of backup gloves I got. These are really warm. These are wool and Thinsulate. They have a Thinsulate liner in them. And they're 100's Advantage. These are the kind that have like, they're like the finger gloves with the fingerless, and then the little mitten that pulls over it. I really like those. Those are really warm too. But if I had to only pick one pair, I would pick the North Face. This is a trowel that I used to carry with me every single time, mostly for the purpose if I was on the hike and I had to go to the bathroom. I prefer to bury it. That doesn't happen often, but it has happened to us before. Especially, I usually go with my son, and especially with him. You know, he's had to go a couple times when we've gone. Where I live, where I hike, is very rocky though, and it's not that easy to dig with this. As you can see, it's like chipped. That's from all the rocks and everything. So I have been meaning to get a Glock spade for a long time. So I finally got one, and you can see I've used it also quite a bit. And this is much better. It's a lot heavier though, so I don't take it every time. I only take it if I know I'm going on a long hike, or if I'm spending the night, I'll definitely take it. If I'm going with a big group of people, I'll take it. If I go by myself, I know I'm probably not going to the bathroom out in the woods, you know, just on a simple hike, I'll bring that one. Here are some Bushnell binoculars. I don't bring these every time, but if I know I'm going to be hanging out at a spot for a little bit of time, or if it's time of day or time of year where I'm more likely to see animals, I'll bring those. This is a Petzl Tikka2 XP headlamp that I just got not too long ago, and I really like it. There's the red light. I just blinded the camera. And there's low mode. Oh, that's blinking. That's not low mode. That's low. Anyways, there's a low mode and a high mode, and I've only used it one time for hiking, and it was awesome on low. So I can't really speak to that too much. I've only used it once, but here's my fire kit. You should always have a fire kit with you every time you go. I keep a little needle and thread in here. Plus I have some fishing supplies in here. Here's an MSR pocket rocket. Really nice little stove. With that, of course, if you bring that, I have to bring the fuel, which the fuel is the heaviest part. I don't always bring one that big. Here goes some duct tape on a credit card. I actually got that idea from Not Fancy of all people, but it works great. If I'm going to certain areas, I always bring a map. If it's I always bring a map no matter what, but especially if I'm not familiar with the area. This is a simple orange safety vest, one of those cheap orange safety vests. I'll use this for, I've been in the woods before where I had hunters or people shooting just kind of carelessly, and I'll use that for that, so that they know I'm around. If they are in an area where they can't see me but they don't see me, I might use that. Or if I was lost and I was trying to be found. Here's one of those cheap ponchos if I come across somebody who's soaked, in danger of being hypothermic, and they need this, or if I just forget my raincoat. What else? Oh, I almost forgot. This is the Survivor. It just flips open, and I can't do it now, I got the blade in there, but it flips open and you put the blade in there. It's real nice. I just got this, I haven't even used it yet, so I can't tell you nothing about that. Some of the stuff I've used a lot, and some of it is pretty much brand new. So, well, actually I've used everything a lot except for the headlamp and the Survivor. Those are the only two things. I used the headlamp once and I never used the Survivor yet. Everything else I've used at least a handful of times. Some of it I've used dozens of times. This is a glow stick. I use these when I'm camping, but I also bring them on day hikes in case for some reason I get stranded out and I just need a long steady light, and I don't want to use my flashlight. I do always bring more than one flashlight. Like I'll bring this one and the headlamp. I don't just bring both. I mean, I don't just bring one of them. I always bring both. And, well, I think that about covers it. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'll do, you know, a review of any of these things specifically if I ever get that request, or I might just feel like doing it anyways. These are the waterproof vinyl bags that I got. They work really well. I usually keep things I want to keep drying here. For example, I got gloves and a hat in there right now. And I also have my fire kit in the smaller version. Alright, that's it. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.